Hey everybody, welcome to Thinktwice. This is our first episode of a weekly show where my best friend and I, Ali Aintrazi, are going to talk about things going on in the world of magic, as well as other games, movies, music, anything else going on in our lives. I'm Justin Parnell, and with my co-host, we're going to be talking about the Hour of Devastation pre-release that happened last weekend, the best and worst of Hour of Devastation as a whole, the new standard that's coming with Hour of Devastation, and of course, Amonkhet's magic story. All right, so we're here, episode 1. Ollie, my brother, how you doing?
Hooray! I'm just excited we're doing this. We've talked about it for a while, and now we're actually doing the work. And
I know, finally getting off the ground.
I know, it's exciting.
Been waiting so long.
I feel like we should sing and dance.
So, well, I'm exhausted because, like I said, I'm your brother. You're not only your best friend, but your brother. I've chest bursted out of armor, your actual brother. But like a chest burster, like in original Alien, not in Alien Color.
Okay, all right, well, that's good to know.
Because that's like way too CGI.
So you've been dormant for a while. You just hatched out.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer. That's like how long it took the podcast to get off the ground. Well, I don't know, because the first one's a little more phallic. So maybe we'll go with the second one.
Well, either way, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Okay. So Ollie, obviously we're here for magic. That is what is bringing most of our listeners and future viewers to our podcast, hopefully. So, but that's not all we're about. We have other stuff going on in our lives, like the Hour of Devastation pre-release for me, which I just realized is also magic because that's like most of my life. But you have other stuff going on too, right? Like what else is going on with you?
Yeah, well, actually, this week I've been prepping to play in a Hex 5K, which is Saturday. The people in the top 24 of limited and constructed qualified for this event. So surely you are in the top 24 of limited, right? Oh no. Nope.
Oh, are you in the bottom 24?
It's top 64.
Of top 64? Okay.
I'm not top.
So you're in the top 64 of limited for sure, definitely.
Not at all.
It's shocking to me, I'll be honest.
Really?
I thought in Magic you're known as like a constructed brewer specialist, and I thought in Hex that's where you'd be using the other part of your diverse skill set to play in limited.
Nope, just pure constructed.
Rats.
It's funny though. The past two 5Ks, I finished first in the Swiss round. So
yeah, you know what that sounds like to me?
What?
That you finished first and then you did not win. Because people that finish first in the Swiss round, they don't tell you they finished first in the Swiss round unless they won.
That's true. Well, top 8 is limited. Top 8 is draft.
Well, maybe you should work on that El Drafto a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I can't keep collecting $400 and to collect the big prize, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I spent money last weekend. Mm-hmm. Now it was good money spent because I did get to play in I only played in one pre-release, which I enjoy quite a bit. Hour of Devastation is fun. It's a lot like Amonkhet with cycling cards, which I'm a big fan of. Didn't seem quite as aggressive, but I got a Scorpion God as the best card in my sealed pool. Built a deck around it. Drew it exactly one time when my opponent was stuck on 2 lands and at 6 life. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
I couldn't play the Scorpion God. Just too many. It's too soon. It's too soon.
Too soon for the Scorpion guy? It's never too soon. He's all over the place.
He's done too much damage. No, I'll say for the pre-release, did you play the midnight one, or are you too old for that?
No, I didn't this time. I'm really, I'm kind of getting there. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to put in a full 12 hours of being awake, and want to continue on to the midnight. It's tough sledding.
Oh yeah, us old men need naps before we do midnight pre-releases, if we do them.
That's what I do. That's my game plan, man. Usually I work like 10 to 6, and I go home. I take a nice little, fix myself a nice little dinner, and then take a little nap for 3 hours. Around 8 o'clock, wake up at 11, feel nice and rested, so I can beat the young whippersnappers, and usually go 3-1 as I do in virtually every single pre-release in the last 10 years.
Releases are fun though. They're great for like people to come in.
You should ask me what my record was for this one.
Oh, always ready for this pre-release. Sorry.
It was 3.
Oh wow, shocking.
Yeah.
As I was saying, though,
I feel like I led you on because I made you believe it was not going to be 3-1.
No, knowing you, I was expecting 3-1. I would have been shocked.
What is that supposed to? I'm a 3-1 kind of guy.
No, you're like.
I am a 3-1 kind of guy.
You're like a.
We can be honest with each other.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. So, what else happened last week?
Well, in Ollyland, Ollie's watching a show called Shameless on Netflix, and a new season of Shameless came out on Netflix. And
so you're watching the new season?
No, I'm trying to catch up. Emily's already to the new season. And what happened was I started watching it. I was like on season 2 or 3 or whatever. And they're like, "Oh, new season's up." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "Well, you need to hurry up so we can watch it together." I'm like, "All right, well, let me power through this."
Yeah, that whole thing. So then when you're like watching a TV show with another person, you ever like if you're watching it with like a, for those of you listening, watching it with a boyfriend or girlfriend, and then like they fall asleep when you're watching it, and you're like, well, I'm going to finish watching this because that's what you would want me to do, sleeping spouse.
No, wait.
But then you get ahead, and then the other person's got to catch up, and then it's this whole thing.
No, you just pause it. You pause it, and then you do the old.
God, you're a stronger man than I am.
Oh, I didn't finish. You pause it, and
okay.
then do the old Netflix and chill.
To me, that's just sleeping.
That's sleeping?
Yeah. People that take naps before midnight pre-releases Netflix and chill means actually Netflix and chill. You
don't roofie your girlfriend or boyfriend?
You know what? Nope. Phased out of that too.
Well, okay, my bad.
Oh man! So I also just watched, like, binged through a Netflix show, Glow. Have you heard of it?
I've seen it while scrolling. I haven't actually heard of it.
Okay. So Glow is a show about Mark Maron, who is a comedian who is excellent in this, is a producer director who has been tasked with putting on a TV show that is about female wrestlers, and it's actually super entertaining. I was surprised I liked it as much as I did.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too appealing to me, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
But it's good. But I promise you, it draws you in. It has like minimally to do with wrestling. It's just a super entertaining show.
Yeah.
I think it's partially developed by the same director who made Orange is the New Black, Genji Cohen.
I was about to say this reminds me of Orange is the New Black. Like when I first heard about it, I was like, sounds okay. Then you start watching it and you just get sucked into the drama and the.
Yeah, I honestly think it's better. I think it's just more entertaining. The lead alongside Mark Maron is Alison Brie. So for people who have not seen a ton of her stuff, she is on the show Community, and she is both. Her and Mark Maron just like stand out over everyone else. I don't know. I think the show is fantastic. Maybe some listeners out there, if you want to back me up on this, on how good this show is about female wrestling set in the 80s, but it's great.
They'll let you know, I'm sure, just to prove me wrong.
Yeah, prove Ollie wrong. He's poo-pooing it.
I'm not poo-pooing it.
I'm unpooing it. You are poo-pooing.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, you're poo-pooing.
A poo?
You're a poo-pooer. You're a poo-pooer right now, is what you're being.
I guess I'm a poo-pooer. Just call me Mr. Poo-pooer.
All right. Well, you know what? Speak of poo-pooing. We are going to dip out and then dip right back in, and then we're going to come back and talk about some Hour of Devastation cards, some of which we may be poo-pooing or giving 4 thumbs up, because we have 4 thumbs between.
Enjoy the beat.
All right, so Hour of Devastation, new kid on the block. The set comes out today. This is the day that the Lord has made, and the Lord is Nicol Bolas.
You mean the God Pharaoh? He's not Lord, he's the God Pharaoh.
He is the God Pharaoh.
Or
the trespasser, depending on which way you're looking at it.
That's true.
So okay, so I just want to go over what we think about specific, categories of Hour of Devastation cards. So, but to make it fair, though, we're eliminating Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh, as he is the best card in the set. Praise be to Bolas.
Praise be. My hands are up in the air right now.
Okay. All right. So, look, we'll just go back and forth. I'll ask you one, you ask me one, and we'll just go until we feel like we've covered everything appropriately. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right, Ollie. So you've seen the whole spoiler. The set's coming out. What is going to be your favorite card in Hour of Devastation to untap with?
Man, I love untapping with big spells and things. Like, I love untapping with Una. Love untapping with any big planeswalker. I think from this set, it's going to be Swarm Intelligence.
Of shocking, a 7-mana enchantment.
Just perfect time to cast an Awakened Part the Water Veil. Close the game out.
Yeah, good lord.
Okay.
Yeah. The bigger you get with that, the more good lord. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because you get the double awaken too.
Yeah,
right?
and if you have and heaven forbid you like you can just cast Part the Water Veil, and on your first extra turn cast another Swarm Intelligence. Then your second.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, keep going. This sounds really realistic, so I really want to hear where this goes.
I'm going to do it. You just watch.
Okay,
all right.
Good. Yeah, sure.
All right. I know you.
Are you trying to do this in standard?
Yeah. Well,
this is a standard thing. This is a standard thing.
You know me, man. I always do fun, wacky, cool things in standard. I enjoy it.
All right. Yeah. That fun, wacky, cool guy.
Ali Aintrazi.
Sounds fun during round 1, and then round 4, Marta Vehicles comes knocking. And you look at your Swarm Intelligences, and the 2 Swarm Intelligences in your hand on turn 4 as Gideon's attacking you for 5, and you're like...
Hey, this is a teamer, okay? We're playing Hour of Devastation 2.
Oof.
All right.
That's a powerful card.
It is a powerful card. I know you love attacking. I do.
I'm a fan.
You love turning things sideways and killing your opponents. You usually do it with like 10 creatures. I do it with 1. So I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite card to attack with from Hour of Devastation?
Okay, so you might be surprised.
Okay.
Because my favorite card to attack with in this set is a large creature.
Oh,
because like you said, I like attacking with a lot of small ones usually, lower casting cost. But this one cost 5, and I don't care if you block or not. That's how good this card is.
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
It's Neheb, the Eternal.
Oh.
This is the 4/6 for 5, 3 red. It has a flick 3, so if you block it, you lose 3 life. 4/6 at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you gain 1 red mana for each life your opponents with an S have lost this turn.
That's pretty spicy.
This is like the big red card that like commander decks have been looking for a general. And I know I'm speaking in commander terms, but this card is also I actually think this card can be pretty powerful in standard too, because the effect is outrageously powerful.
Do you know? I think
what do you think?
I think pushes it over the top, makes it actually like better than it is.
What is that?
It's toughness.
Yes, 6, which is a ton.
Yeah, which is the perfect number for
it survives Hour of Devastation.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 might as well. Neheb is molded in Nicol Bolas' image, so of course he's going to give him 6 toughness.
Yeah, well, it's also.
But this is a. I'm telling you, man, this is a powerful card.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to be sleeping on this card. They didn't accidentally make this a mythic rare for no reason. I promise. This card is going to be a house and commander. You go infinite with 4 mana with aggravated assault, so that's going to be a blast as long as you control and have an aggravated assault. Not so much if you don't. But even. You essentially are going to give your opponent like 1 turn to remove this guy in any format that you're playing it, and if you don't, then the mana is going to start to get out of hand, and that's just for if you do nothing else but connect with Neheb. So he is an absolute animal. He also has three creature types. Zombie. He's what?
I was going to say he's actually a zombie minotaur. Wizard, right?
Warrior.
Okay, he's not a wizard.
Warrior. All right. He's not the only animal. So if you had to pick one from Hour of Devastation, what is your spirit animal from this set?
It would have to be... Ready for this? Are you bracing yourself?
No, let me sit down. All right, I'm sitting.
All right. River Hoopoe.
Hoopoe? The Hoopoe? So that's
Hoopoe?
So that's the bird.
Hoopoe?
Hoopoe?
That was my hippopotamus joke from Waterboy.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you're talking about Big Daddy.
Oh, that one. Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Adam Sandler, they all run together. It's fine. I'll give you a pass on this one.
Thank you.
Okay, so why is this your spirit animal?
Have you seen it? First, this card is glorious. Is
it because it has a big butt?
Well, yeah, it has a big butt. It's beautiful in a world of destruction. It's just like, what up, y'all? I'm fabulous. That's me. So, also, it's just a sweet card. Like, I can actually see myself playing this card too. It's just an awesome.
Oh yeah, this looks like an Ali Aintrazi sideboard special. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna side in this River Hoopoe. They're not gonna see this coming.
All right. So for those that don't know,
and then to your credit, you're gonna put it into play. Your opponents are gonna shrug their shoulders, and then you're gonna
4 turns later
gain 10 life and draw 5 cards. Yeah.
So River Hoopoe, for those that don't know, is 1 blue, 1 green. It's a 1/3 flying bird. And it has an activation cost of 3 blue-green, so 5 total. Draw a card and gain 2 life. And you don't tap it, you just pay it. So this is very reminiscent of... you just do it. Very reminiscent of Azure Mage, but instead of being 2/1 and 4 to activate, it's a 1/3 and it's flying and it's 5 to activate. And you gain life.
Yeah. Don't sleep on that life gain.
No, do not. I promise you.
Or do sleep on it, because it's 2 life. Whatever you want
do it.
Do. It's fine.
If you attach 2 life...
You have 2 options.
2 life to any spell or anything can make or break the spell, I feel like.
That's... Sure. Like Swarm Intelligence. Imagine how much better it would be if you gained 2 life when you played.
Broken. I mean, like, that'd be banned. Next card being banned.
Okay, what's next?
All right. So, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What card are people going to learn to hate in Modern?
Oh, Solemnity. Solemnity. People are going to hate it.
Why are people going to hate it?
Because, well, one, it's like, okay, so it's like a proactive card that keeps your opponents from doing stuff. You can't get poison counters. They can't get energy counters. It stops things. It stops like Aether Vial from ticking up. It stops creatures from getting +1/+1 counters. It's just like, no, nothing's gonna happen. And then, of course, you can use it to abuse it. This is like any combo cards with things with like communal upkeep and, not in Modern, but other formats where you have Dark Depths. This can be a hate card and a combo card, all in one nice little 3-mana package. White gets all the good cheap enchantments. I'm telling you. It does.
In Standard...
Stony Silence, Rest in Peace.
I'll say in Standard this works with what? Thing in the Ice, kind of?
If you play... Yeah, kind of. You only have to... If you play this and play Thing in the Ice, and then play one spell...
It flips, yeah.
It flips.
It's not bad.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that you can make this good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's definitely a card that's... I originally... When I first thought, I was like, oh, this is a hate card. Then, like, it sunk in for a while. Sunk in for a minute. It's like, no.
Oh, yeah. And I'm telling you, like, this is going to be a card that people are going to groan when they see.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, actually, as we're reading this, the price of Phyrexian on Life has gone up.
Yeah, boom.
There we go.
Yeah, that's going to be super... Yeah, can't kill your opponent? Yeah, that's going to be a blasty blast.
A blasty blast.
Yeah. Okay. So, what card in Hour of Devastation are people going to cast exactly one time and then never play again?
Oh my god. Bontu's Last Reckoning.
Okay.
I've heard so much about this card. Like, 3 mana Wrath for 3 mana. No, it's not 3 mana. This is a minimum of 6 mana.
Minimum of 6.
And what's disgusting is you want to cast this on turn 3, right? Like, this is why you want 3 mana Wrath. Like, oh, zombies overwhelming me. Let me cast it on 3. You cast it on 3, they reload. Next turn you can't do anything. And then they can attack you or kill you.
Hey, do you think that zombies would play a card that says sacrifice 3 creatures, target opponent discards a card from their hand, and their lands don't untap for the next 2 turns?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they would too. And it costs 0 mana, by the way. It doesn't cost you any mana. Yeah, I think zombies would play that card.
Yeah.
And so instead of zombies playing that card, they get to play it. It doesn't cost you a card.
Well, the thing is, like, even the new deck, the new blue-white deck with Catcher's Monument. All right, you kill their guy, you write their board. They have an Abbey, or they have a creature, or they have the one that bounces, the one like you play it, you buy it back, make a token.
Or they just have like Spell Queller, and they're like, all right, and then they Spell Queller, and then they play 2 more creatures on their turn.
No,
and
actually,
then you don't untap, and then you're dead the next turn.
Well, it doesn't resolve if they Spell Queller it.
You just let it happen.
Yeah.
You don't want them to untap.
Yeah. You let it happen, and then flash Spell Queller and attacker. Yes.
At end of turn.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I played a bunch of Save of the Moment back when it was legal. Save of the Moment was 3 mana, take another turn, don't skip your untap step, which is basically almost the same thing. And that's a very, very powerful effect. Like, Time Warps are 5, Wraths are usually 4, and that card was unplayable. You couldn't play that card. This one's going to be very similar. So people are going to play it exactly one time. Okay.
One time.
So there's a lot of sleepers in sets that people don't recognize until later. I'm going to ask you, what card do people not know exists in Hour of Devastation?
Okay. People, and this is like, I think some people think this is a bulk rare, and it is absolutely not. There's a card called Mirage Mirror. It's an artifact for 3. And all it does, it's very simple, has an activated ability for 2 that says Mirage Mirror becomes a copy of target creature, enchantment, artifact, or land until end of turn. Seems super innocuous. Like, what could go wrong?
A lot.
Well, everything.
A lot.
Let me tell you, this card is almost impossible to remove. If you have any sort of mana, one, you have to hope your opponent activates it into something that matches up to a removal spell that you have. If you try to do it in response, kill an artifact, they can activate it again and like turn it into a land, so you nullify that, or a creature. If you turn it into a land, like a land that like makes more mana, like if you have like a Nykthos or like a Saracen
or Shrine
or Gaia's Cradle. Yeah. Then you can turn it into you can target like a creature, right? You can activate it targeting the creature. Then you can retain priority, activate it, turning it into the land. Tap the land for mana, get the creature, do other stuff if like the creature has like special abilities. Turn into enchantment and then a creature or an artifact that has like an activated ability also, like a tap ability. Like, I'm telling you, it's so hard to put into words the type of BS this card can just do when it's in play for even a few turns.
Do you know
it's impossible. It's impossible to remove, and it can target anything in play.
Do you know what this card reminds me of?
What?
It's a. I'm not sure what set this is from. I think it's from New Phyrexia. Costs the amount, and your opponent plays it, and you're like, eh. And then all of a sudden it's taking over the game. Mimic Vat.
Yeah, well, Mimic Vat is from Scars of Mirrodin, but yes.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, same block.
But the more you talk about this, the more convincing me. Like copying a Hedron Archive, end of turn, to untap with it and add 2 more mana, or
yes, exactly.
Or copying whatever, or even copying like whatever. I don't even know anymore.
Anything.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like this card is outrageously versatile. One, this is going to be a commander staple forever until the end of time. If you're listening to this and you do not have your copy, you need to go buy it right now. I'm not even joking. Like if I had to pick one card for you to purchase right now to play forever, it's this one.
All right. I'm buying it. I'm buying it right after we.
Okay. Have you bought it yet?
Yet.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm glad you told me.
Come on, hurry up. Okay. All right. You know what? You wasted too much time. We're on to the next one. All right. What is the best art in Hour of Devastation where Bolas is an absolute boss?
Has to be Torment of Hailfire. he's just standing there, has one hand upraised. You see like the sky opening up, and you see like it opens up, it gets dark, and then like just purple fire rains down on you and just destroying everything.
Also has the best flavor text in the entire set.
What does it say?
It's just Bolus, credited to him. It's not even credited to him because he's on it. You know who's saying it. Your God Pharaoh has returned.
What up?
And he's not saying that like he's announcing like, hey guys, I'm here. It's like after he's absolutely demolished everything. It's like, oh, by the way, I'm the God Pharaoh. What's up?
Well, this is actually I think it's in the lore. Like as soon as he arrives, like, oh my God, he's here. Finally, he's here. Like the Scorpion God is killing everything. The Locust God is destroying.
Oh yeah, like he's saying your God Pharaoh has returned with a smirk.
Oh yes. They look to him and they're like worshiping him. He turns around, does this, casts a spell, and everyone starts screaming. And it's like
because they're getting literally burned up by molten purple.
Yeah, who knows?
Rocks coming from like a vortex over where Bolus entered from the blind eternities.
Who knows? They're getting wrecked. Riggedy wrecked. All right. So, what is the art that looks like two planeswalkers that really got to poo, and they're arguing over who gets to poo first?
Oh, poor strategic planning. Look, I have all the respect in the world for Matt Stewart. He has done so many great arts. He did not. He just. The art direction for this one was not a winner, and that is no fault of his. I'm sure he was working with what he had, but what is going on?
They're playing rock paper scissors. Who gets to poo first?
This is okay. I'm gonna say something that not a lot of people are gonna like. Alpha, not a lot of great art. I'm just gonna be honest. I know it's iconic. I've been playing for a long time. I'm not disparaging anything, but the early Magic, the art was not as good. I know it's iconic. It's been around a long time, but this looks like something that would come on an early Magic card. That's like, all right, you have two characters. They're leaned over in a heated discussion, and that's the whole art description. And they're like, oh, what am I supposed to do with that?
It doesn't. Yeah.
But of course, it's worse now because it's Jace and Gideon, and they just look like what's going on?
I don't know.
Like, what kind of pose are they in?
I mean,
do they have to go to the bathroom? Do they not have to go to the bathroom?
Someone has paper.
Is Bolus casting a spell that makes them go to the bathroom? Is that his plan?
Oh my God! Can you imagine? Explosive diarrhea.
That's a whole different card.
Torment of Hellfire.
Yeah. Hour of Constipation. That's the 6 hour.
God. Oh man.
Okay. All right. So, poor strategic planning. Okay, Ollie. What is the card in Hour of Devastation that makes you have the most feels?
Most feels? Man, this is
the most feels.
By far, not close. This art will go down in history. Definitely a tragic lesson. It's by far the most tragic and depressing art I've ever seen. Like, it's literally Kefnet dying on the floor, and they have the followers there looking at him and trying to understand what's going on. In the background, you see one like looking up in the sky, like screaming, like, "Oh my God, what's going on? What happened?" And if you know anything about the lore, like, you know that these gods on this plane, they're not like the gods from Theros, where they're like, you know, they're fearing and wrathful. Sure, they're wrathful, but they're literally parents. They see them as parents and people that take care of them and nurture them. And it's like there's your father dead that you never thought you could die ever. So it's super sad.
Yeah, I mean, it is like, well, I think we're gonna get into the Magic story a little bit later, but this one does. It's pretty serious. And a card in a set full of fairly serious arts.
Yes,
this one's super serious.
Yep, and the flavor text is, though Kefnet's followers feverishly searched his last words for some final riddle, they found only the gurgles of a dying god.
That's some dark stuff.
But, yeah, it's very dark. It's very, very dark. Or metal, depending on your viewpoint.
I'm gonna go with dark.
Me too.
There's a big hole in Kefnet's head with all kinds of blood coming out.
Oh yeah, he's dead. Okay,
All right.
so
we got to move on from
all
that
right.
one.
Yeah, I was getting wrapped up in it. So, which invocation art looks most like a coup from Samurai Jack?
Okay, so I thought I got a lot of options. There's a lot of options, but if I had to narrow it down between Sunder, Armageddon, and Avatar of Woe, I think I have to pick Avatar of Woe. The other two are close.
Yes, it's close. Yeah, it literally Avatar of Woe looks like a coup in the background from Samurai Jack. They're traveling back to the past. It's just so weird. It's just, man, maybe a coup is the Avatar of Woe.
Oh my gosh, what if he is?
He probably is. Mind blown.
What if he maybe he fell through the planar portal and just ended up in Amonkhet?
Probably. He's on the wrong plane though. He's going to Kamigawa for Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I hope he goes to Kamigawa and we never see him again because I hate that plane. It's the absolute worst.
I feel bad for Kamigawa.
I don't. Let's never go back.
I think
it's terrible.
I think
I don't want to tangent on it, but it's terrible.
I think we need to give it a second chance.
You know what? Why don't we have a segment about how terrible Kamigawa is at a future show?
Okay.
You guys let us know if you want us to talk about how much I hate Champions of Kamigawa, because I really hate it.
Oh my god. Everything deserves a second chance, Parnell.
Not milling.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, fine. What's the edgiest card in the set?
Hold on a second. Let me put on my sunglasses. Let me grab my vape.
Oh, yeah. Grab your vape.
Let me take a puff real quick.
Okay.
All right. It's definitely Frank Sandy.
I literally just said Mill doesn't deserve a second chance, and here you come. Why is this card even in this set? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's Jace getting
his. Should not be in this.
It's Jace getting his mind torn by Nicobolus.
No, I don't like it. I'm just gonna say no to this card.
This card's great. This card is one of the most powerful, or one of the strongest mill cards I've ever seen, ever.
Yeah, it's a bunch of crap. I'll refuse to be enchanted by this.
Well, I'm going to enchant you. I'm going to.
No, I'll refuse it.
And I want to traumatize you.
No,
and you'll be traumatized.
Let me tell you, I've already been traumatized. I'm well beyond that.
Well, you will not only be traumatized here, you'll also be just gone. What is the best card you'll only get to play it for 3 months in Commander?
All right. Well, I've narrowed down all the options. And Razaketh, the Foul-Blooded, is absolutely going to get banned. That card, there's way too many things on that card that just shouldn't be able to happen.
What?
Look, I'm all for it. I hope it doesn't. Because I'm going to abuse the crap out of it if it doesn't.
Grim Tutoring for 2 life is too powerful?
Well, no, Grim Tutoring for free. See, the thing is, once you pay the 8 mana investment for getting an 8/8 Flying Trampler, which is not too bad on its own, then you get the ability, the gift, to sacrifice a creature, which, let me tell you, that's a feature, not a bug. Sacrificing a creature, paying 2 life, and searching for any card. It is going to be almost impossible to play this card without abusing it. Like, you could play bad cards with this card, and it's not going to matter.
No, I mean...
It's not going to matter at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. This card...
Enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. You know what?
Don't invest too highly on this card.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I have a mono black deck, my favorite deck, that I try to get pre-release foils for new cards that are coming out, and I'm really hesitant to get a pre-release foil Razaketh. Maybe once Ixalan comes out, if it's still hanging around then, I'll put the money down.
Oh, man.
But I'm just saying, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for 3 months and everyone enjoy. I hope you open one for pre-release. Enjoy getting your time in with old Razaketh before he goes the way of the dodo. Because I don't think you're going to see him too long.
No, I think you're right. So, don't go too ham on Razaketh.
Yeah, kosher only. Okay, so here's what we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what your favorite card is, what you think is the most overrated card, what's the most underrated card, and why Kamigawa is the worst.
let us know. Let us know by tweeting at us, emailing us, or screaming at us at events. Either way.
Yeah, or just scream at Ollie. And I'll watch.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back in a second. All right. Hour of Devastation legal today. The day that you're listening to this, hopefully the day that it launches. Brand new standard format after we had exactly almost 1 week of an old standard format with no Aetherworks Marvel at all, but no Hour of Devastation yet. Ollie, you are usually known as a brewer. If people couldn't tell from saying that your favorite card to untap would have been set with Swarm Intelligence, they probably know you from such hits as Always Dying to Aggro on turn 4.
Yeah, basically, for the most part. There are far and few brews.
Go ahead.
There are far and few brews that actually beat aggro, but there have been some.
Okay, so you are look. I'm going to open the floor up to you because I play a little bit of standard. I dabble, if you will. Mm-hmm. And normally I try to just be the sounding board for you. Usually what you do is you make a 500 deck list and then you send me like 10% of them. So you send me like 50. And you're like, is this good? Is this bad? And usually, to be fair, there always are a few good ones that in there. So hit me with new standard. What does new standard look like? What is this new brave world that we're gonna enter into tomorrow?
The biggest impact from Hour of Devastation is most definitely Hour of Devastation.
The card
Hour of Devastation. Yes. That's going to redefine all the aggro decks. It's going to redefine the Planeswalker, like Mardu, basically. Like, Gideon is no longer as oppressive as he used to be. Being able to cast a spell, clear the board, and kill Planeswalkers is huge. Obviously, the deck that benefits the most out of this is Blue-Red Control. Blue-Red Control had the hardest time dealing with the swarm of creatures. Like, they could counter spells, they can kill one creature, 2 creatures, but if you flooded the board, it was hard for them to actually do anything. But now
they had Sweltering Suns and maybe Radiant Flames if they're feeling froggy, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, and they usually got overrun by Gideon no matter what. If it was resolved.
Not today.
No, not anymore. Not by any means. Not even Avacyn or Selfless Spirit. Like, Hour of Devastation pushes this archetype in a tier one category.
Yeah, so Hour of Devastation says on it, and this is a line a lot of people are looking over when they're like telling other people about the card. It says all creatures lose indestructible.
Yep.
All of them. No more indestructible. You're not being saved.
And
you're done.
Yeah, and
fiberless toughness, you're done.
Some people have asked, like, can I let that text resolve and flash an Avacyn and give them all indestructible? No, you can't. You cannot respond to a spell resolving. So you cannot flash an Avacyn any time while a spell resolving. If you do, she will die.
Yep. Just like everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah, Bolus does not suffer no fools.
Yeah.
No angels are not.
Yeah, it says especially 5 damage to all non-Bolus, all creatures and non-Bolus Planeswalkers, so he does not hurt himself. Surprise, surprise.
Every nickel Bolus you have in play, all one of them,
will not get hurt.
They'll be sticking around to do some really disgusting things.
Yeah, and Blue-Red Control can actually adopt nickel Bolus pretty easily by just, like, the deck already has 4 Aether Hubs, because playing Glimmers and Harness Lightning. It can very easily play a couple of Crypt of the Eternals. That's the new land that comes into play, gains you life. As colorless, you can filter it into Grixis mana. Mm-hmm. So it's not that hard just to splash a couple nickel Boluses off that if you want to. So I think that's
true.
Yeah.
I mean, and the one life. I mean, for a largely 2-color deck, the colorless land doesn't hurt you too much, and the 1 life, even like 1 life doesn't seem like a lot, but as you were saying, adding 2 life onto things does push into another tier of playability, and 1 life, honestly, kind of does the same thing. It's only a little bit, but it sometimes when you're playing a control deck, that 1 is really all you need.
Oh yeah, I remember playing the tap lands that, like, Dwar Isle Refuge, I think it was. Basically, they were just dual lands can't play tap. They gain you life, and those were huge. Like Blue Black Control played 4 of those in like 2 or 3 Radiant Fountains. And that just gained 2 life in it and added colorless mana. Getting life is nothing to stop that.
So speaking of, the Bolus father himself, what kind of brews is Bolus going into?
What kind of brews for me? I made a bunch of brews. He will go into blue-red control, just splashing him. I think eventually after this weekend, when people know kind of what the metagame is, I think then Grixis will come to shine. Like Grixis with transgress the mind and ways to attack blue-red control. And you can choose between either if you want to play control Grixis with counter spells and draw spells, or you can play tap out Grixis with Doomfall, Transgress, Goblin Dark Dwellers, Sweltering Suns. Basically, just tap out control.
I think a lot of people may have forgotten that Goblin Dark Dwellers is legal in Standard, but it is.
Oh yeah,
it's super legal. It's an Oath of the Gatewatch, so it's going to be around for a hot second.
Yes, and also speaking of Hour of Devastation cards, Supreme Will is an excellent addition to any control deck.
Yeah. If I had to pick a card that is going to be the most impactful in Standard, as far as over the course of its life, I think Supreme Will is going to see the most play total.
For Standard, you're probably right.
I'm putting my foot down. I'm sticking my neck out. Supreme Will.
The card is very good. There's plenty of times you're playing control. Your opponent has resolved Virtuous Gearhulk or Gideon. You draw, and then you draw your Bissell out, and you're like, man. Well, now this is dead draw. I'm just dead. Where instead now you can just impulse and find your answer, your Hour of Devastation or whatever, cast out.
Yeah, and impulse is it's a lot better than anticipate.
Yes.
I understand it's 1 more mana, but that's because you're stapled a mana leak onto it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you are going to see a absolute ton of this card. Probably a ton of each of the cards in this little mini cycle: Abrade, Doomfall, and Supreme Will. But Supreme Will, I absolutely love that.
The Bolus Charm, basically.
The Bolus Charm.
What's also another good thing about Supreme Will is usually sometimes you're playing a control deck, you have a counter spell. Your opponent's you know what? I'm just attacking with these 2 creatures, and I'm not doing anything else. And usually, they basically time walk you because they're smart, and then they realize that they don't have to cast anything else to beat you. So now instead of holding this counter magic and making it rot in your hand, you can just cast it as an impulse. That's huge. That's so huge.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay, what else are we going to see in Standard?
I think Hour of Promise will be a big hit as well. Hour of Promise is the green ramp spell that gets any 2 lands from your deck if it's going to play. I think ramp decks will come back and they will switch from playing stuff like Hedron Archive and playing things like Beneath the Sands, Spring to Renewal, or Cycling Shifet Monitor, because lands matter again. You want the 7 count to activate Shrine. I think that actually pushes ramp into a much better category.
So in a fun twist, we could see a Standard where the card you're most terrified of again is Ulamog.
Yes, but at least you're casting it fairly this time. But yes,
you know what card never feels fair when your opponent's casting it?
Ulamog.
Ulamog. Yeah.
I mean, it's a little more for than actually paying the full amount for it, like actual paying mana. But
you know what? That might be true, but when it's on the stack and it's getting ready to exile 2 of your permanents and then attack you and kill you in 2 turns, it feels equally as unfair whenever it happens.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, honestly, there's a part of me that wants that to be like the ramp deck to be the best deck, because then it's just it's like the cruelest joke to Wizards ever, and they've tried to fix the Standard format so bad, and then if Ulamog is just if he was the problem all along this whole time, that would be kind of hilarious.
Well, to be fair, Hour of Promise and Shrine of the Forsaken Gods were not tested together. They were not supposed to be together at all. So
no, they were not. They were not.
Yeah, that's huge. I also think say one more card, I guess.
No, hit me with it.
Champion of Wits, I think, is a really good card as well.
Yeah, I actually think that's going to be I think that might be a breakout card, but it's not going to take a while. I think it's going to happen pretty immediately.
It's not as good, but it's basically a blue Talus Striker.
Yeah, so let me tell you about a card that you see a lot of play.
Seek Oracle?
Youngins. No, I'm going. We're going. You got to jump back in the Wayback Machine with me. Seagate Oracle is not quite far.
Okay.
A card that you see a lot of play, where some of you may not have been playing Magic. There's a card called Careful Consideration.
Oh, man.
Careful Consideration is a card that costs 4 blue. It's an instant. And it says you draw 4 cards and then discard 3 cards. But if you cast it during your main phase, you draw 4 cards and discard 2 cards. This is a card that saw a pretty decent amount of play. Now, obviously, Magic was a little bit different then. Creatures weren't quite as good as they are now. But I promise you, Careful Consideration is going to see plenty of play if it's attached to a 4/4. And that's what Champions of Wit is.
Yeah, and
when you eternalize it, it's a 4/4 that casts Careful Consideration. And that is no joke, even remotely.
What's funny is that it can do more. You draw cards equal to its power. So if you can somehow pump it, if you, for whatever reason, you draw more cards.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have always watching in play or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a Gideon emblem.
Yeah, yeah.
There's all sorts of that's like baseline. I'm talking worst case scenario.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's great. It fuels so many things. It fuels Delirium. It fuels reanimation. If you reanimate, it blocks. It just does a lot of things.
I like how Ollie's like it blocks. Like this is like a premium effect.
It is. It's huge. Like this is a sweet card in Soul-Tide Delirium. Like being able to minus Liliana, buy this card back, casting it again, or just milling it, then eternalizing later in the game. Like this card is sweet. I'm excited for this card.
I mean, I'll be honest. If Liliana Death's Majesty is good, I'll be more interested in Standard.
Oh.
That is that's all me wrapped up in a Planeswalker. I'm all in on Liliana.
Oh, I was saying Liliana Last Hope. But I think
well, that card's obviously good.
Yes, but I think Death Majesty is also very, very good, and we'll see more play too. We have some good targets for her to reanimate. Yeah. And White got new twice too. Oh.
Okay.
And
tell us about that.
An Hour of Revelation. Hour of Revelation is basically the planar cleansing. All the hours. Hour of Revelation is white 3. Sorcery, destroy all non-land permanents, and it costs 3 colorless less if there are 10 or more non-land permanents on the battlefield. This is just great. Like, sure now, Blue-White Control will have to shift from like Cast Out and Stasis Snare into more of like a Blessed Alliance and Immolating Glare, but I think the payoff of Hour of Revelation is well worth it.
I mean, those are still all powerful cards. You didn't say a bad card among those.
No, but
Immolating Glare is the one that's seen the least play, but like, like you said, being able to destroy Planeswalkers and
vehicles,
Heart of Kieran,
everything, Fusion Archives, whatever. And you can still play some enchantments. Like you can play like Aether Meltdown or Spontaneous Mutation to like hurt creatures or whatever. But you just have to stay away from like again Stasis Snare and Cast Out and probably like Spell Color unless you bring in an afterboard.
So I like how in this new Brave Ollie world of Standard, there's no, like the most aggressive card is Champion of Wits. It's just like this is the end all. This is the end all be all. If you can't beat it, Champion of Wits is just coming in for 2 every turn. So you know what? I'll do my part.
Okay.
I think zombies are going to be very good again.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the brief time that we didn't see them in the little tiny Standard format that existed for a week, it didn't seem like they performed very well. But I think that this is going to be a metagame where they're going to be able to flourish. Probably not just mono black zombies. Like I think you can add green for. There's a split card that it costs 2 mana on both sides. That allows you to cast it, and then whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card, and then the second half, the Aftermath side, is black, and it makes them discard a card when you hit them.
Yeah, this card is called a...
That's a really powerful card for zombies, especially with Crit Breaker, when you're able to turn through your deck and just put a bunch of creatures into play. And if you're able to just hit them, trade a few creatures off, it doesn't even matter if you're going to draw like 4 or 5 cards. I mean, that's something that is going to be difficult for any deck to continue trying to fight when you're working on such a significant card advantage.
Yeah, the card you're talking about is called Driven to Despair, and
yes.
Important things to note: when you cast Driven, it gives all your creatures trample. So
and trample. Yeah, I even forgot about.
Yeah, Driven gives them trample. Then they'll damage you. Draw a card. In Despair, the aftermath in your graveyard, when you aftermath Despair, it gives all your creatures hypnotic. Nice. It gives them all when they connect. Your opponent discards a card, but it also gives them menace. So they're very hard to block. Oh
yeah, so that's actually just a finisher. Yeah, this card is completely insane.
Yeah,
this is like an aggressive deck strain. Enemy colored mana bases are awfully good for aggressive decks in Standard. I mean, Blooming Marsh is. That whole cycle is pretty powerful.
The fast lands are really good. Obviously,
yeah, the fast lands are, and this is like slots in pretty easily. And this is, like, even this one card, I feel like is just going to give that deck a really strong dynamic it didn't have before. One
card I also really like that probably won't see enough play is Unesh, Cryosphinx Sovereign.
Yeah, 6 mana, 4/4. It like does a little mini. It does a 4-card factor fiction when it enters the battlefield.
Yeah, 6 mana.
Makes 6 mana cost 2 less.
Yep, exactly. 6 mana, 4/4. Sphinx costs 2 less when it comes into play. You factor fiction for 4. It is a legendary creature, but I think it's a very powerful card for, like a Soul Tie Reanimator type deal. But a lot of the problem is it competes with Gearhulk. But if you're just trying to churn through your deck, like if you're trying to play like Delirium again, and it's just churn through your deck, I can see Unesh see play.
Yeah, because it's actual factor fiction. Like those cards go to your graveyard when you're done splitting them up.
Yeah, it's one less card overall. It's 4 instead of 5, but still.
It does, yeah. They realized 5 was too much. If you want 5, you got to go back. You got to go jump back in the Wayback Machine. You still have it out from earlier.
Yeah.
You jump back in there and go to Sphinx of Uthun from like M11.
Well, a lot of people too were talking about, it's legendary. It's not that good. Well, actually,
but when you have one out, if you cast the second one, it costs 4.
Yeah, the second one costs 4, and you factor fiction twice. They trigger each other.
Yes.
So you get
yes, because when it comes into play and another Sphinx trigger. Yeah, that's no joke.
It's worth it. Like
you're right.
You want to do that. You want to do this. You want to cast 2. Like the second one is worth so much more. It's cheaper. It's 4 mana, and you get to look at 8 cards and put some number of them into your hand. Like that is, you're right. That is no joke.
I'm gonna be honest. I was ready to poo-poo this card when you first brought it up. I was gonna be the poo-pooer this time. I'm unpoo-pooing it.
You like Unesh?
I do now.
All right.
After you hit me with that little tidbit.
All right. You hit another card that I thought was bad, but I think it's good now.
Yeah, hit me with it. Turn it around. Turn the beat around.
Right. We were bashing all the last words, like Wantu's Last Reckoning or whatever. Well, I actually said the name of the card. I think Keftin's Last Word will be played.
I do not think the card is good at all. I think it's
all right.
poo.
Let me convince you.
I'm poo-pooing it.
Let me convince you. This card will see play in sideboards as a 1 or 2 of. Literally.
Man, this is. I'm going to tell you, this is not a strong start of your argument.
Let me tell you why.
Okay, tell me.
It's for decks that can't play Confiscation Queue reliably because they don't generate enough energy. So, what target will you steal with Kevin's Last Word that you are okay skipping a tap step with? There's one card.
Nicol Bolas? Ulamog?
Ulamog. Yes, when your ramp opponent plays Ulamog, you're like, oh crap, well, there goes 2 of my lands. Untap. You know what? Let me take it. You deal with it, and it's okay if I skip my untap step because this will kill you unless you cast another Ulamog.
Okay, so I think you're right, but as I want to stand my ground, so I'm willing to be wrong, and I'm going to poo-poo it still. Poo-pooed. It's been poo-pooed.
It has been poo-pooed. Let the record show Justin has poo-pooed Keftin's Last Word.
I have poo-pooed it. Okay. So I think we're going to move on from Standard, but
right.
This is I think we're, obviously first week 1, some of you are going to watch the coverage of SCG Cincinnati starting tomorrow. So neither of us are going to be there. Ollie, I'm sure will definitely be paying attention because I'll speak for you when to say that you like to work in a more developed metagame, so you can know what angles to hit those spots.
Yep, gotta hit them right.
All right, that's right. So everyone should definitely check out SU Cincinnati. I'm not just saying that because I work for Star City Games, even though I do, but it is a brand new standard. Whether you want to support it or not, doesn't matter. It's going to be. I do think it's going to be an entertaining metagame to check out. So let us know what you think is going to be the best 3 decks in standard going forward, because I want to know. I'm curious. I want to get interested in this standard, but it's got to do the work. Okay, it's not me. It's standard. It's not me.
Yeah,
standard's got to do the work.
Let us know if you think any breakout cards that people are missing or that we are missing.
Yeah, you know what? Great. Three best decks, and best and breakout card that no one's going to see coming. What do you got in your holster that everyone's missed so far?
Yeah, let us know.
All right. So we have one more thing to talk about today.
Oh, no.
It's going to be a blast. We're going to talk about a little bit of Amonkhet's story. Okay, so we are in full swing of the Hour of Devastation Amonkhet storyline. For those of you that follow Magic Story on Magic the Magic Mothership site, Ollie and I are big lore fans, and this has been, in my opinion, my humble opinion, from Amonkhet through Hour of Devastation, in isolation, this has been the best job that Wizards has ever done with Magic Story. Am I wrong?
Oh, man. It's really good, but they've been wrecking it these past couple sets. I love the Innistrad story. Let's see. No, I don't think you're wrong, but there are some stories that are so good from Innistrad.
No, I'm saying as a whole. Look, okay, you know what? I think the best Magic story, singular.
Yeah,
the single best Magic story did come at the tail end of Eldritch Moon.
Yes.
When it was the culmination of Emrakul versus the Gatewatch, I think that is the. I don't remember it, but I think that was the best Magic story ever so far. But I think as a group, as a story arc, Amonkhet Hour of Devastation is absolutely killing.
Oh, yes. It makes you feel for the people. The stories isn't entirely focused on the Gatewatch. I legitimately feel bad for these people. I love Nicol Bolas, and this story has made me rethink my love for Nicol Bolas.
I actually agree with you. Not for me, because it has not. Because I think I'm more inherently want villains to win, in my heart, and you're definitely more of a good guy.
But
because I just want to watch the world burn, man.
But he's killing babies. He's killing everything. He's killing
everything.
He's killing parents. He's killing love. He's killing hate. He's killing anger. He's killing sadness. He's just
this story will test, because if you like Nicol Bolas because he's like a cool character and he's got cool cards and it's like, oh yeah, he's like the rebel. This will test your faithfulness to Nicol Bolas, because he's not a good. There's no good in him.
This is not.
He's literal pure evil, through and through.
There's not Nicol Bolas I've come to know.
See, it is. Though.
It's not the Nicol Bolas.
It
is not.
It is. You just didn't realize it.
Oh no, the Nicol Bolas.
He hasn't changed.
He has. He's more ruthless.
No,
yeah.
I don't think he is. I think this is the Nicol Bolas that he's always been. He just has not had his time. He's been plotting and planning and meddling for millennia, and now he's stretching a little bit, and he's finally showing some muscle. And this is what Nicol Bolas is. I think you're wrong.
Nicol Bolas does not destroy people that worship him and do things for him, and they just want to do for him. He seems like the bad guy that's like, oh, let me help you out. Here, let me do this, do that, do this. All right, you're dead. Let me kill you now. That's not the one. The Nicol Bolas I know is one that will do anything for power. He wants the power back that he had pre-mending. He'll do anything for it, and if he has to kill his best friend, he will. But he will not if he can use them.
That's the Nicol Bolas that you're seeing.
But he will not. But he can still use these people. Like, why is he killing them?
Because he's smarter than you. He doesn't need to use these.
He's not smarter than me. He's more cunning than I am.
Oh, I think he's smarter.
Disagree.
Look, Nicol Bolas.
He's more conniving. For sure.
He has no use for anything that he doesn't feel is going to serve his greater purpose.
Yes.
Of whatever it ultimately is, because his plot's going way farther than this. Amonkhet's just a stop on the train for what Bolas is doing.
Well, we still know what he's doing. We know.
But you know what? You know what I do know for sure?
What?
He has no use for Amonkhet whatsoever, and he does not give a crap about what happens to it at all. Not remotely. He has no use for it. It's done.
Yeah, he's literally built Eternals, which are he built an army of the best. He literally shaped Amonkhet. He mind wiped everybody except Bontu, Bontu was there to maintain the memory loss and the magic that Bolas cast.
Bontu was hanging around making sure everything was going okay under Bolas.
Yes, Bolas built this plane, and not built it, but redirected it so all these trials, like that happen every year, or only one victor emerges, and that victor dies. He dies from overzealous.
Happily dies.
Yes. And then he goes down Lux River, and now he's eternalized, and he's the perfect warrior for Bolas. And Bolas has all these Eternals that will do whatever he says, and without emotions, and without disobedience.
He's the ultimate villain. I mean, I don't know what else you want.
No,
he's completely ruthless. Right. He's ruled by ambition. He does not care for anything but himself. Everything is there to serve him, and if it's not, he puts it away.
He's not putting it away. He's destroying it, though.
That's what I mean. I was trying to be nice.
Okay. Well,
there could be children listening, Ollie.
All right. Well,
you know what put it away means.
Okay. No, it's putting away does not mean just throwing in the trash can. Putting away means put it away. Okay, so we can move on for this. We can agree to disagree. But it's apparent that Bolas he's destroying this plane. So it's very apparent that he has found a way to make other things travel, or basically planes walk.
Yeah, we all know where it is. It's on Kaladesh. It's the planar portal.
Right. So he's going to the planar bridge.
Planar bridge. Yes.
So he's going to.
Dated myself. Planar portal. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's an invasion.
So he's going to take all these zombies, Eternals, and take them where? What's he doing?
Look, in the story.
No, I'm asking you. What do you think?
No, listen. In the story, our characters do not know that after we go to Ixalan, we're going back to Dominaria. But we know that we're going back to Dominaria. I know Nicol Bolas is going back to Dominaria. Why? I don't know.
Why?
But you know what I do know? That's where the events occurred that made him lose his status as a all-powerful planeswalker.
So you're thinking...
I'm just saying.
So you're thinking he's going back to Dominaria.
He's trying to go back to the scene of the crime and try to undo it. And he needs some sort of army, because who knows what is going on in Dominaria now. Well, Bolas probably knows. And Ugin probably knows. And that's probably it.
The Phyrexians were wiped from Dominaria, were they not?
First of all, you can't wipe Phyrexians.
Okay.
You might have wiped them, except for one little dot of Phyrexian oil, and they're good to go, buddy.
Well, to me, I mean, Eternals seem like the perfect combatant for Phyrexians.
Don't they? Don't they just?
You can't control or quote-unquote complete an Eternal, right?
No, you cannot. You cannot complete a zombie.
Yeah.
If it's dead, it's dead.
Yeah.
They need living things to complete.
Interesting.
I
wonder if he needs.
I'm in Bolas' camp. You know why? I'm done. I'm done with the Gatewatch, except for.
Well, I think we're all done with the Gatewatch. We're all done with the Gatewatch.
Yeah, let them go. You know what? I've had it with them, except for Lily. She can stay.
So speaking of lore, we've all seen the
SDCC Planeswalker set from this year.
Yes. And it is a hieroglyphic of all the Planeswalkers. Or the Gatewatch, sorry. Not all of them, mind you. Ajani's not there, but it's the rest of them.
The primary 5 Gatewatch.
Yes.
And Nicol Bolas. But it's done in a very interesting way.
Yes. So, what do you think about this? What do you think about the hieroglyphic?
What do you mean? What do I think about it?
Do you think it foreshadows something?
Oh, absolutely. They're not doing anything on accident. They're doing nothing.
Well,
all of
past
this is
SDCC
all of this is done on purpose.
Didn't mean anything. I'm gonna ask you, like, what do you think? What do you think it foreshadows? Do you know what foreshadows, or you know what? Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Well, yeah. Why don't you lay it down, Papa Aintrazi? Let me cuddle up to the fire and listen.
All right, you ready? Are you cozy?
I'm covered up. I got my favorite blanket on.
All right, nice.
I got my warm socks.
Let me pull up the start so I can better analyze it myself too.
Okay, please.
Okay, so in the back we have Jace. Jace is lifting his arms up and looks like he's psychically attacking Bolas Horns. And then his followers are all like holding their head, crouched down, and even in the hieroglyphic in the back, Bolas is attacking Jace in his head. So we can probably assume Jace tries to attack Bolas through his mind or read his thoughts or whatever, and then Bolas basically just crushes him.
Unsuccessfully.
Yes.
Unsuccessfully.
Well, I think Bolas just like laughs it off and like, okay, let me destroy you. Liliana, she has Bolas horns around her head, and her followers are basically all zombies, and she is holding the chain veil. So I assume she tries to attack Bolas with the chain veil, and it appears she's maybe like mind controlled or something. I'm not sure exactly what happens, but like it seems like she's like worshiping Bolas, but I don't think it's voluntarily.
Let me stop you right there. You know, it sure would be convenient if he had a really powerful, really old necromancer that also used to be an old planeswalker lead his undead army.
Oh my god, that's what it is. If you actually look in the hieroglyphic too, in the back, you see her holding her arms up like a V almost to the side, and you see the Eternals in front of her, in an army, like it looks like she's controlling the Eternals.
Makes sense.
Which is pretty.
And you know what?
That also makes sense for the zombie followers. Like she has zombie followers as her.
Yeah. She also has business on Dominaria because we all know that's where her last demon is.
Yes. I forget the name of the demon.
I don't think we know the demon.
Okay.
Or if we do, I don't know what it is. You know what? You guys should let us know what Liliana's last demon name is.
Let us know, please. Holler at us.
Okay, moving on. Who's next?
Nissa. Nissa is holding her two staff elements, and there's Bolas horns around her, and it looks like she has no followers, and there's sand filling up on her. It looks like she's being buried alive by sand, which is kind of crazy because this says steward of elements. Like how she not apparently she's probably trying to control the elements on Amonkhet, but can't because there's so much death and decay. So,
well, when Bolas is there, let me tell you what is not there as much:
life.
Green and white mana.
Yes, that is true. So it actually looks like she's being buried alive or dying. And this brings us to our next character, which is Chandra. And Chandra is holding a hand basically to Nicol Bolas and just looking back at Nissa.
Yeah, this is really important. Chandra is the only one that is facing away from Nicol Bolas.
Yes. She's not looking at him at all. I think she's more concerned for her person she loves, which is Nissa, and more concerned about saving her than about actually
defeating the enemy that they're there to defeat.
Yes. And the last one that's right in front of Nicol Bolas is Gideon. And he's cracked. There's a huge crack through him, and it cracks through his arm. The one with you know what they call those things on his arm?
His Sorrel?
Yes. That arm is being cracked or being broken, and is the same arm that is broken or hanging from the undead zombie Gideon from the other SDCC. So,
and earlier in the Magic story, when the Gatewatch was fighting in the arena, and Hazaret temporarily put a spell over the Gatewatch to make them lose their basically magical powers. At the very end, when Gideon regained his powers and tackled and protected Jeru and Samet from Hazaret, Hazaret said to Gideon, "You're not invincible. You're no god."
Yep.
I don't know if that's not foreshadowing. I don't know what is.
Yeah, I don't. Yes. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to them, but they all get apparently wrecked.
Yeah, they're going to get messed up by Bolas.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes.
How messed up is what remains to be seen.
And then one last theory. Did you hear about this one? I think.
I don't know.
About Ajani?
No, but I have a remark about Ajani.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go ahead. Because I don't want to say what you're going to say. I've talked this whole mural. This whole
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so something interesting about Ajani. This is something you and I were actually talking about a couple weeks ago when the card Hour of Devastation got spoiled. Ajani, Valiant Protector. That's the one from. No, that's not Valiant. The Ajani from Aether Revolt.
Yes.
I don't know why I can't think of his name. The 6-mana Ajani from Aether Revolt.
Ajani's
old. Ajani Unyielding. Ajani's ultimate says, put 5 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, and put 5 loyalty counters on each planeswalker you control. If you do that, every single one of your creatures and planeswalkers will survive Hour of Devastation, the card.
Yes. Which is huge lore because Ajani declined coming to Amonkhet. He did not want to come to Amonkhet.
And he told them not to go specifically.
Yes, he said, don't go. I've seen it.
He's the only one that has even kind of defeated Bolas.
Yes.
Even remotely, and he's the only one that was like, I'm absolutely not going.
Yep. And it's funny because like if he would have went, he probably could have saved them with his quote-unquote his ultimate.
He probably could have.
Yeah, by giving 5 counters to. It's very symbolic. It's very like it's crazy. It's cool. By giving 5 counters to all the planeswalkers and 5, power and toughness to all creatures, it basically nullifies Hour of Devastation, which is the name of the set, and also the spell that does 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. So it's pretty crazy.
Yep. You know what? I feel like there's we're only scratching the surface of Amonkhet's story.
Oh yes, barely.
There's like we haven't even talked about like any specifics of the story, but if this is something that you guys would like to hear more of, let us know, because this is some like Ali and I talk about this on our own
all the time.
And we would love to have this as as something that we talk about pretty regularly on the show. This is something that we're into. Honestly, I think this is a great time to be reading Magic Story because they are doing a good job. Allison Lurs is I believe she's the like world designer and creative head of like creative writing for Wizards of the Coast for Magic. She's written a lot of these stories. She is a phenomenal writer, just straight up, and she is pushing this in a direction that is actual excellent writing and excellent storytelling. So I'm like we're gonna keep reading and talking about this on our own time. So if you guys want to join in the conversation, we would absolutely love to. But you got to let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know because I love doing this, and if you guys like hearing it, please. I love talk to you guys. Talk to you guys about it. So.
Yep. We want to hear about it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I think it's time to wrap up. So we got a couple more things non-magic to talk about. So we'll see you guys on the other side.
All right. Enjoy the fancy music.
Okay, Ali. So there's more. Like we said at the beginning, there's more to us than magic, right?
What?
And I know.
No,
I know.
there is.
So there's something special that is happening this weekend that has nothing to do. Well, I was going to say it has nothing to do with games, but that would be disingenuous.
Yes. Oh man, I'm ready. Game of Thrones.
Oh my gosh! Finally, you kidding me?
I know it's crazy.
I can't believe they made us wait 6 years between the last season and this one. It's crazy.
And the new book isn't even out yet. Like this one is going to go past the books.
Okay, let's be honest. He's not. That book's not coming out, buddy.
Well, yeah, he's made his money. He said his last words. He's going to enjoy it before he kicks the bucket. So.
Yeah, we've literally had this conversation every year for the past 5 years because Ali is a reader of the Game of Thrones novels.
Oh yes,
I am not. I'm a dirty TV watcher only.
The novels are so good.
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they are.
And you know what? But they're not gonna finish. TV show's great too.
Yeah.
And I've been saying like for Friday. I'm like I don't know. I don't think this book's coming out, man.
No,
I don't know if it's coming out.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
it's not coming out.
No, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna finish before e-books come out. Like.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm super pumped.
Oh, me too. I'm excited.
I'm super pumped. And I think to this episode, I think this season's only like 7 episodes.
Oh wow.
But the last 2 episodes are like an hour and a half or so long. Like they're just movies.
So whose story arc are you most excited for?
Whose story arc am I most excited for? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we're gonna say the same one.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Braun.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, he's half. I'm gonna split mine up. I'm gonna say half Braun and half Jon.
Really?
Not necessarily for Jon, but okay. So my favorite episode of this entire show happened last season when Jon went to the wildling camp to try to recruit all of the wildlings to come to the wall to defend the wall from the White Walkers. And while he's there, the White Walkers show up and send their zombie horde ravaging the wildling camp. Jon kills a White Walker with his Valyrian steel sword, and it's just like the story is awesome. You meet a bunch of characters that I think that pretty much all die in the episode, but it's just like
yes,
I mean that's Game of Thrones for you.
Yeah.
The battle, it's like the most of the episodes of battle. I love the episodes, absolutely love the episodes that just focus on one part of the story because it gives them so much room to breathe, and you actually get more like robust. It's like you're seriously watching a movie.
Oh my god!
At that point,
it's
so good.
I just made the connection. George R. Martin wrote the story for Amonkhet. That's why everyone's dying.
Yeah, that's probably it. We'll find out if the Gatewatch kicks it, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
if they all kick it, then you know.
Yeah, no. But I'm excited for Game of Thrones. I'm excited for Arya's storyline too. Like she's lost her sight, she's getting it back. She's being and then she's being trained by this person, and she killed one, and like her mentor. He's like on her side, right? But is he like what's going on?
You know what I want? I'm ready and waiting for Arya and the Hound to reconnect because they're like my favorite duo. They like love each other and hate each other at the same time, but they really just love each other.
I'm ready for Cersei, my favorite character.
Queen Cersei,
the best character in the world.
Yeah, Cersei is like awesome. I don't know. It's tough to say a favorite character. I love a lot of them. I find that I have favorite characters like per season.
Oh no!
So I'm excited to see who my favorite character for this season is.
My favorite season has always been Tyrion, and still is Tyrion. When I say favorite character as Cersei, I think she's just a character I love to hate. I don't really like her that much. I do like her brother.
Jamie.
I love Jamie.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Cersei. She's just a badass, man.
She's Nicol Bolas, basically.
She is closest to Nicol Bolas for sure.
Yeah. She's fierce.
Okay, all right. So we can talk more about Game of Thrones after the first episode because I'm sure we're going to geek out about it.
Yeah.
So if this is something that you guys want to hear, Game of Thrones, this is also something we'd more than happy to talk about. Ollie, did you go see Spider-Man last week?
No.
Oh my God! Come on!
I tried. I promise, I tried.
Well, I've been waiting for almost a week. This show it's been out for a week now.
All right. Well,
you get one more week.
All right. Well,
before I say anything.
Next week we're going to Atlanta.
We are.
So I'll drag. I'll drag you.
I'll drag me. I'll gladly go see it.
All right.
So we are. You know what? We are going to Atlanta though. Because we are going to be, there's a team open, SCG Atlanta, and we're going to play with our good friend Joe Herrera. You're going to play standard. You're going to play some crazy deck. I'm going to try to make sure you don't die to aggro decks in the meantime. Joe's going to play modern. We're going to try to convince him not to play Jund.
Yes.
Probably not going to work. And then I'm going to play Legacy and play Grixis Delver, which is virtually the only deck I can even function with. So please, for the love of God, wish us luck.
Yeah. And also, if you're there, please stop by. We'll sign things. Give you high fives, hugs, or whatever you want, or discuss the podcast.
Yeah. This and hopefully we will have another episode out before then. I hope.
Yes, I hope so
too. That's the goal. That is the goal. This is episode 1. We're going to try to do this every week, and not lag on that as much as we possibly can.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so speaking of which. This is a good time. This is a good time to wrap up. We've covered a lot of ground today. Mm-hmm. This is episode 1. We want this to be a continuous thing, like I said. So, things you can do to hear about this again. You can contact us on Twitter. You can contact Ali at Ali Aintrazi. You can contact me at jparnell1. You can download the episode. You can talk about it in the various channels, those of which are SoundCloud. Download and listen. iTunes, download and listen. YouTube, download and listen. You can get us at the new show, Thinktwice MTG, on Twitter. It's at Thinktwice MTG on Twitter again. You can also email us, thinktwicemtg@gmail.com. We're also going to be getting our Patreon set up pretty soon, so if you want to support the show and make sure we can continue to do it, we actually have a lot of plans for this show. We want to make this big. You guys are listening to an audio podcast right now. I'm going to let you know we have bigger plans than this. We would love to turn this into a thing that's not just a podcast. It's more than a podcast. Obviously, you're like, what are you talking about? Of course, it's just a podcast right now. I'm listening to it in my ear holes. But we have bigger plans.
Like Bolas.
We want to continue to do it. That's right. We are collectively like Bolas. So we're gonna be getting a Patreon set up. If you guys would like to support, we're definitely gonna have some cool stuff that you can get as far as Patreon supporters for the show. We're still getting all of that worked out, but we will let you know when it's up. We also want to thank our director, producer, John Choi. He has been with me through thick and thin on Commander Versus, where you've seen me. He's one of Ali and I's close friends, and he does a phenomenal job. We also want to thank Amber West, who's providing some of the graphics you're seeing and some more graphical stuff that you will definitely see in the future. She's a complete rock star, and we could not have done this without her. Ollie, where else can they find you?
You can find me at our articles on For Gathering Magic. They come out every Friday, and actually I'll be doing a set review for Gathering Magic starting next week, so make sure to check that out. I also stream... I currently only stream Hex, but I'm looking to stream some more Magic soon at twitch.tv/Ali Aintrazi. And I think that's about it.
Yep. You can find me on YouTube. Obviously, I am the host of the Commander Versus every Wednesday. You can also get that link from StarCityGames.com, but I'm sure that's where most of you are finding me from. But bless your heart if you have found this from following me on Twitter or otherwise from my old days as writing cube articles for StarCityGames.com. My first and one true love. But yeah, I think that'll actually do it for us today. But
yeah, I think we're good to call it.
All right. You guys let us know. Let us know what you want to hear. We talked about Hour of Devastation, your pre-release experience, best to worst cards, new cards in Standard, new decks in Standard, Amonkhet's story, and of course Game of Thrones. So
let us know. We're here for each other, but we're also here for you. So
we're here for you. It's all for you, like the Mariah Carey song. Yep, that's the one. Okay, all right. Before you start singing, I think it's time to go.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
All right. Love you guys too. Talk to you next week.
All right, bye.